Rationalizing the denominator. Mathematicians don't like radicals in the denominators of fractions because all non-reducible radicals are irrational. This causes the denominator to be irrational. The method used to rid the denominator of radical expressions is termed rationalizing the denominator. Determine whether the fractions below have a rational or irrational denominator. Alright, so 5 over 4. 4 is a rational number, so that has a rational denominator. But 6 divided by the square root of 7 has an irrational denominator since there's a radical in the denominator. So this one's also a rational denominator, this one is a rational denominator, and so is that one. And there we go. If the denominator is a monomial, rationalize by multiplying the top and bottom of the fraction by the root part of the denominator. So here, we're going to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. Which is 1. But when we multiply them out this way, we get 5 times the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, which is 3. And there we have it. Moving on, we have 14 divided by 5 times the square root of 7. So we will multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 7 divided by the square root of 7. 14 times the square root of 7 divided by 5 times 7. Because the square root of 7 times the square root of 7 is 7. Now we can do some simplifying. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So that becomes 2, and that goes away, leaving us with 2 times the square root of 7 divided by 5. Okay, now we can multiply the top and bottom here by the square root of 5, which is the radical on the bottom. So we have 4 times the square root of 10, since we can multiply the radicands in there, divided by 3 times 5. So this is 4 times the square root of 10 divided by 15. This cannot be simplified further. Alright, over here we will multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 6. This gives us 2 times the square root of 18 divided by 6. So simplifying immediately, we know that 2 over 6 is the same thing as 1 over 3. And we can rewrite the square root of 18 as the square root of 3 squared times 2, and that is divided by 3. So we can then cancel that out, move the 3 out front. So we have 3 times the square root of 2 divided by 3, and then these 3's cancel, leaving us with an answer of the square root of 2. And there we go.